Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. Today we have with us Matt Reiner, who's a managing partner of Capital Investment Advisors. Matt, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. Looking forward to the conversation. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I know that you do a lot of things for a lot of people. And before we dive into that, I want to hear your story. What is your background and how did you get into financial services back in the first place?
Yeah, and it's a fun story. It's a lot of luck, and I've been grateful for some of the opportunities that have been provided. I mean, it all started with my dad started our initial financial advisory firm, Capital Investment Advisors, about 27 years ago, and my brother, older brother, came into the firm as well, and then I joined. And it was coming in. My journey really started of coming into the shadow of two people that had done an amazing job of building a firm and trying to figure out what was my unique value. That's really where my journey started with, dealing with some imposter syndrome and am I supposed to be here? Or was I just given this? And trying to find that unique value. And everybody really expected me just to be successful because I had this opportunity. Dad started an amazing firm, and why wouldn't Matt just continue to be successful?
Yep.
And, trying to find my unique value really led me to starting a technology firm within wealth management, within our own firm, and then ultimately to sell to other financial advisors. And that was really that changing moment, that spark for me, because it was the entrepreneurial spirit that I think I was thirsty for in technology innovation, product management, leadership of a team. All of that learning was really exhilarating. And, we were able to fortunately raise, $5 million and serve 50 plus RIAs. And we had two different types of technology companies, one for direct to consumer and direct to business. And, but it gave me where I think my value really is this interconnection of understanding how to run and build a wealth management firm, along with leveraging and utilizing technologies, both that are utilized in our industry today and that aren't utilized in our industry, to really build a more efficient and valuable firm for both the team and the clients. And it allowed me to find my place. And since then we've closed that business down, but that failure was probably my best learning experience that we've ever had. And now I'm able to integrate myself back into our RIA firm and really help to use those lessons and those experiences to better our firm and to become, transform us even further. And, we started another wealth management firm along that journey as well that helps the Henrys. The high earners not rich yet. That firm's called Wela Strategies. And but I've been fortunate to be around this business and have a platform to explore and overcome some things that were just internal that allowed me to be better and more innovative in my mindset as well.
I love it. There's about 19 things we could unpack in that. So I'll just kind of jump on a couple things that jumped to my mind. Whenever I do presentations, a lot of times I'll go, okay, finish this thought. You either win or and people go lose. And I'm like, no, you win or you learn, and that's exactly what you described. You had a couple failures with a little f because they were learning experiences. And another thing that I heard from you say is like, hey, my older brother went to the same high school I did, and he was the football star, and I was always in his shadow. Oh, you're Tom's brother. No, you came into this company that what your dad started. You had family in there, and now here's Matt. How does he fit in? You needed to carve out a name and a reputation for yourself and stand out first within your family persona and then to your clients. And now that's what you've done. And then somewhere along the way, it hit you that like, hold on. So I've had some failures that turned into successes, and I've created, kind of like my way of doing things. And now this kind of becomes a track to run on, and success leaves clues and follow the process. And now that's what you're doing, helping other advisors grow. And I think that is so spectacular. So kind of how did that move in? How did that progression happen to now branch out and tell other advisors, hey, look, I'm in the jungle with the machete, carving a path. Follow me because I can help you make the right turn and not get stumble along in the weeds.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the one thing is I've learned a lot, and I've had a huge opportunity to experience, and I think that there's an opportunity in this space to be authentic and be vulnerable and become stronger mentally, and that helps us become better professionally, which then allows us to serve our clients in a more unique and profound way. And I think that there was some major challenges, mental challenges, and failures, like you mentioned, and they led to me learning how to get comfortable with myself, get comfortable with my value, get comfortable with my uniqueness. And in an industry that seems like so rigid of, this is what you do, this is how it's been done, and to do it, I think that there's a spot in a space that we need some fresh voices. And I felt that there's an opportunity there. And, my mindset is I've been very fortunate. And our firm at 4.5 billion, where we're on a trajectory to get to 15, 20, 30 billion, we're not going to be able to serve everybody, but I do have a mission personally that I believe that every single person in this country needs a human financial advisor. That's a human financial advisor. They don't just need investing and everything of that nature. I think that the value of human financial advice is priceless, and it's hard to put that value together. But I believe that the value can change lives. I've seen it. We have over 4,000 families that we serve. I see it every single day, and I hope that everybody can have that. And the way that I felt I could have that impact was helping advisors be able to serve more people. And the way that I believe that we can do it is to kind of break down that barrier, that stigma that we have to keep everything close to our chest because it's our secret sauce, and bring together community of sharing ideas. I've been using this quote for a while, the Matt Ridley quote of, innovation is multiple ideas coming together and having sex. And I think that is really what it's about, is that we can think in our own four walls about how to better our experience, better our client value, better our firm, but you're not going to innovate that way. The way that you innovate is you hear from multiple people, you look outside your walls, and that's what I hope to do, is to bring that together. And that's one of the leading drivers of the circle, which is my 3 times a week newsletter, where we talk about mind first on Monday. It's Motivate Monday, and it's all about getting your mindset right, because I think that you can't do great professionally or for your clients if your mindset isn't correct. And so it's a matter of reshaping your mindset. And then you get into Wednesday, and that's where we start doing tactical stuff. We're talking about marketing, we're talking about niches. We did a series on ChatGPT and how to use that, tactical things to better your business. And then Fridays is all about the client. How do we look at what's going on in the world of news, of how we better our client experience, and how do we think about a thought to ponder from something outside of our world that can help us think about innovating on our client experience. And that's the circle of efficiency. That's a circle of growth. That's a circle of impact. And I think that we can do it all together. And there's enough business out there for all of us, and we're not going to be able to serve everybody. There's not one firm that will. So let's all work together so that we can impact even more people. And that's been the mentality. And I'm fortunate to have a platform for that and to have those experiences.
When you were describing that, the thought came to my mind of what you just said right there, which is, the law of abundance. There is, you pull up all the stats of, boomers retiring or how many people. It is an staggering amount of opportunity out there. Even in your local geographic area, there is plenty to go around. So why not get into an inner circle group of like-minded individuals that, yes, are your competitors, so to speak, but if you can exchange ideas, everyone wins, and a rising tide raises all ships. And you said another thing that is interesting. I've always heard it, business to business, business to consumer, business to government, but H to H. It's human to human. And too many times people just go, I need numbers, numbers, numbers. Give me AUM and let me just get, and all of a sudden it's like you're just being treated like a number. How about treat people like humans and build relationships? And you've said this word several times. We serve our families. And that is the perspective of giving value and serving. And when all that is done the right way, then guess what? A advisor, a wealth planning firm is never going to be replaced by AI and ChatGPT, because there's a human behind it, pulling the strings, running it, and developing those relationships. It's a huge piece that you brought up there.
Yeah, I think that when you think about what our unique value proposition is, and it's a tough concept or a tough change to accept in our industry, right? Because of how we've been built. But the value that we provided 20 years ago, when even when my dad started the firm of investment management, that has become commoditized. And you look at a business and you say, if I want to continue to be a business, I want to continue to provide value, I want to continue to grow, I've got to look at the areas of my business that I think I can excel at, that I think are not going to become commoditized in the future. And when you look at our business, the area of our business that will not become commoditized is the relationship. And
Yep.
all of the investment in technology, into efficiency, into all of that is all a matter, or it should be a matter of finding a way to create more time for more people on your team to create deeper, more meaningful relationships with your clients and more of them. Because the whole concept of the generational shift in wealth, everybody's talking about that. I know it's hard to build a business because it's such a gradual thing that just there's not going to be a one point in time where all of it shifts. It's going to be over 20 to 25 years. But the challenge with that is that it's not a money thing, money shifting from one generation to another. That's what everybody talks about and the headlines talk about. It's a human thing that's going to be the challenge. And what I mean by that is that you have one $3 million client that you serve, that passes away and has 3 heirs. Now, in order for you to have the same amount of revenue, you have to serve $3 million clients that are all unique and different, and you better have the efficiency. If not, then you're going to lose revenue and lose on your margin. And so you now have to serve more people. And so the only way to start doing that is to invest in efficiency, understand what your value is, and then answer the question of how might I be human to more people? And then let that be your ideation kind of jumping point to go and create innovation inside of your firm.
Yeah, that's huge. And when you can accomplish that, and you know what, that is not, hey, fill out this form and you're good to go. That's not download this thing and you're good to go. That is a mindset shift, and that is a methodology that you must adhere to. And it comes up each and every day to not get so busy that you just treat people like a number, to build those relationships, and to remember that, oh, this client said that their husband was going in for surgery. Let me drop a card in the mail to them. Let me follow up and see how that was going. And there's myriad ways to accomplish that. But when that happens, people sit up and take notice because they're used to their other service providers out there, whoever they may be, just not doing it. And it isn't rocket science. It doesn't take a lot of effort. Now, it takes effort because what's easy to do is easy not to do. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, that when you can build those relationships, and boy, it's really relationship marketing. And, I interviewed Bob Berg, who wrote the book The Go-Giver, and he's famous for saying, all things being equal, people want to do business with those that they know, like, and trust. Well, if that's what you focus on and build those relationships, then when you have that, client that has 3 heirs, who are they going to call? Well, they're going to call the person that has been to birthday parties or treated their mom or dad the right way. And then that's just, that pebble that gets dropped into the pond, and then this ripple effect.
And you mentioned something there with regards to, how do I surprise and delight my families to where, I remember that the wife told me that the husband was going into surgery. I'm going to send, a food or a card or whatever it may be. That's the Ritz-Carlton method, right? They train their people to hear these things, and then they provide the processes and the ecosystem to allow them to take action on that, which is super powerful. And, you read some of the books by Chip and Dan Heath, and, Made to Stick or The Power of Moments or any of those types of books. One of the main things that change people's perception of who you are and keep them involved with you is to alter their expectations of alter the experience based on what their expectations are. And so what I mean by that is that if there is this assumed perception of what a relationship with a wealth manager is. And if you can do something slightly different to make them an unexpected moment happen that they didn't expect, that relationship is there, they are now going to view you in a different light, and that moment is going to be more memorable, which helps them to stick with you longer. And the only way that you can do that, because I know that there's some advisors that are probably listening that say, gosh, that seems so hard, I can't that's like point in time, there's nothing I can structure, I can't set up a calendar for this, it's really hard, how do we do it? That is the point, is that that is where our
your competitors aren't doing it.
they're not doing it. And if you can figure out how you can do that within your own firm by removing the menial and mundane from your team's plate to focus on this. That is how you evolve yourself and grow your firm more than any type of tool or any type of marketing scheme. That right there is the way that you can grow your firm faster.
100%. So let's wrap up with this, Matt. You are in the industry. You've been in the industry. You kind of can look over the fence and over the horizon. Where do you see the industry going in the next few years?
Yeah, I think, the one challenge I think facing this industry is that there hasn't been a moment that has forced us to change really. And what I mean by that is that, the markets go up and down, but a firm can be $100 million and have 50 families and their revenue grows. There's no impetus to change, to be forced to change, because I can have $100 million and just let's stay in the market and I grow. And in 10 years, I have $200 million and my revenue went up. There's no really other industry that does that. And so I think that there's going to be a moment, and I don't know what it's going to be, whether it's an outside event or it's a firm coming into the industry, or change in the way that fees are structured or whatever it may be, that's going to force change in the industry. And I think that the firms that are innovating today, both with technology and mindset and processes, are going to be forward ahead. And whether it is Chat GPT and AI, or it's just this like shift in dynamic, it's never happened yet really in our industry. And I do think in the next 10 years, something will happen that will force change, and it's going to leave either firms flat-footed or it's going to create this massive separation between the firms that are investing in it today to be better and getting a little bit uncomfortable, and those that are just waiting and sitting on their laurels on that side.
I think you're exactly right. And you're a book reader and a quote giver. So let's wrap up with this one, because what you said reminded me of this, the Wayne Gretzky quote about the hockey puck, and I skate where the hockey puck is headed. Well, if you hear what you just said and go, what can I do to be ready for that if and when it comes? That's huge, because if you prepare for that and it doesn't happen, cool. You're still ahead of the game. But if the industry shifts and you've prepared for that, you just have gained massive market share because your competition hasn't taken advantage of that.
100%. It's invest in time of thinking innovatively, read about people in other industries, test out new technologies as they come, find that sense of curiosity. And I think that you'll find yourself way ahead, whether my prediction comes true or not.
Yep. Well, Matt, it's been a real pleasure chatting with you today. If someone is interested in learning more about what you do and how you serve your advisors and your clients, what's the best way that they can reach out and connect?
Yeah, please just go over to mattreiner.com and sign up for the circle, and you'll start getting the emails 3 times a week. And I think it's going to make you a better person, a better professional, and a better servicer of clients. So again, thanks again for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt.
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneursradio.com.